The fog seems lighter in this area. I'm glad we don't have to rely on the rains of limb anymore, but we may attract more creatures because of the improved visibility, and it's going to be difficult for us to progress in this rough terrain. I'm worried about these jellyfish that appeared all of a sudden. I don't sense any aggression from them, but they definitely don't seem natural. Let's continue looking for the lacrimas to track down the Zodiac Master.
Is there really no other way? We don't have much food left at the orphanage. At this rate, we'll be out of food in a week. I've been going around asking for help, but everyone is having a hard time.
We're not the only ones in trouble. The entire continent is suffering from famine. Even I have no idea what's going to happen from now on. This famine was predicted as soon as the Zodiac War began. All I can tell you is that the expected has arrived. Surely you understand, Principal Blight. You were in the battlefields yourself. The ground has been tainted, and nothing can grow anymore. All we can do right now is to find our own solution. We may even need to rely on the children, given the circumstances.
going to look for food early in the morning? All the way to the coast? Ilya? Can I come with you? I want to go with you too, Soy. But are you okay? Your fever hasn't gone down since yesterday, and you said you felt dizzy just by standing. Like you said, it's a long way from here. What if you get sick? They said there might be scary creatures on the way, too. I know how to use runes, so you don't have to worry about me. Just get some rest. I promise, I'll be back soon.
It appears these lacrimas are talking about 80 years ago, during the recovery period of the Zodiac War. The Zodiac War erupted across all the nations of Trom and lasted around 100 years in sporadic outbreaks. Following the summoning of Vesper's authority during the defense of Arcris, the entire continent of Trom became barren, causing a massive famine. Ilya's orphanage must have been impacted by the famine as well. I heard it was a great crisis. I wonder if everyone was okay.
Hey, friend. I need some help. My little brother's been starving for a week. He could die if he doesn't eat something right away. And it's hard for me to hunt anything since I'm starving too. I finally managed to find something to hunt, but I ended up losing it. It couldn't have gone far. Could you please? Thanks for checking. If only I had some strength left. At this rate, we're both going to starve to death. I didn't want to do this, but I remember starving like this. Our mother cut off the flesh from her thigh to feed me and my brother. Our mother soon passed away from the bleeding. But things improved after that, and we were able to feed ourselves once again. I promised to keep my brother safe when Mother passed away. And now I think it's time for me to make the same decision. Back then, I couldn't understand why Mother had to do this. But I get it now. Cut off some meat from my thigh and give it to Kenny. He wouldn't get suspicious if you... Ah! I had no idea it would hurt! I'll join you later, after I treat my wound. I can't let Kenny see me like this. Go ahead.
Manhunters! The manhunters are coming! Everyone run! They have no mercy for any of us! What are you doing here, child? Where are your parents? You shouldn't be here on your own. The manhunters will eat you!
Manhunters? I'm just running an errand to the nearby town. I've never heard of anything like that before. What's a manhunter, mister?
They're cannibals that appeared as the famine spread, abandoning their own humanity. They are outlaws who hunt and eat everyone in sight. I'd only heard rumors about them, but this is the first time I've actually seen one. So go home, and no, just get as far away from here as possible. They move from one town to the next. In fact, all the nearby towns may already be...
From one town to the next? I'm not that far from the orphanage yet. Zoe, Principal Blyson, I can't just run away on my own.
I missed you, Kana. My one and only sister. Standing before you reminds me of all the time we spent together. However, there shall be no mercy for those who defy Arcris, even for you. Observe as your feeble heart is shattered to pieces.
asked you to deliver this? I would have died if you didn't come to my rescue. Wow! This is meat! Are you sure I can have it? It's been so long since I've seen such tasty-looking meat. The smell of blood. It's so sweet and savory. But it's been so long since I ate anything. I can't remember very well. We were on our way to find a better place to... Lou said that the new place will be peaceful, with plenty of things to eat. Will I be able to eat something like this again when we get there? I feel a lot better thanks to you. We're going to leave as soon as Lou comes back. I hope we can meet again one day.
This place. The only way to move so fast is by using the power of runes. Do the Manhunters know how to use runes as well? Then they must know about the 12 gods. How could they do this? Stay calm. I have to get back to the orphanage. Please, Acubin. Please keep Zoe safe.
It's you! I wanted to ask you something. That meat you gave me before, what was it? Be honest with me. Oh, I see. If only I knew sooner. I kept on smelling that meat whenever I was with... The smell of blood. The taste and juices of the meat I ate earlier. That's when I saw my brother's thigh. And the bandage soaked in blood. I could see the meat I ate earlier right in front of me. I just lost it after that. All I could think of was tasting that meat again. It seems you brought me back to my senses. Although, all that's left of my brother is this chunk of flesh. What do I do now? How am I supposed to live? Will I ever meet another wolf like my brother ever again? Will I be able to smell this wonderful scent of blood again? I miss it already! Will that wolf taste the same as my brother?
I'm sorry I left on my own. I had to leave as soon as I saw my brother. Cypress is someone who is always one step ahead of me. If anyone asked about the greatest knight of Arcris, his name would always come up. My brother was very kind, but grew distant whenever it was time to practice our swordsmanship. He has never hesitated to point his sword at me. I'm sure he won't Rune Hunter, Cypress is someone who is always one step ahead of me. My brother was very kind, but grew distant whenever it was time to practice our swordsmanship. He has never hesitated to point his sword at me. I'm sure he won't hesitate to carry out his duties this time either. He has always been that kind of person. We have no time to waste. Rune Hunter, you go ahead while I guard the rear. I will join you once I have dealt with the Knight's pursuit.
humans taste the best when they're young. That pure, rich flavor. That woman we ate earlier looked really cranky to begin with. Her meat was way too tough, too.
You're right. This girl tastes great. Just like her cute screams. I just wish she had a little more meat on her. It's a shame she was so... Did you manage to catch her name? For your collection, I mean.
Of course I did. I wouldn't miss it for the world. What was it? Soy? I think...
Soy. I'm sorry, Principal Blyson. This is all my fault. If only I had arrived soon. No. If Principal Blyson didn't give her runes and runecast to me, this would have never happened. Maybe it's true. Maybe I should have never been born. If I was going to become a murderer like this. Acuben, are these people really the descendants of the 12 gods like me? They used their powers for evil, despite practicing the runes with their beliefs. What if that same evil is running through my veins? My hands have already been soaked with their blood.
I'm glad to see that you're still safe. I was worried about you while making my way over here. I dealt with most of the knights who were pursuing us, although I'm sure they'll continue their chase using the reins of Lim. Did you find any traces of the Zodiac Master, Rune Hunter? I saw the trail of dead jellyfish along the way. I see. So you heard about the Manhunters. They are always mentioned when discussing the consequences of the Zodiac War. During the terrible famine that followed the war, certain individuals used the power of runes to resort to cannibalism. Do you think these jellyfish are a metaphor for the victims back then? Completing the Zodiac frees you from the influence of time, so your body should remain the same as long as you don't exert your powers too much. Perhaps these jellyfish were made to remember the Creator's friends, whose faces they did not remember anymore. The presence of this lacrima suggests we're on the right track. Let's catch our breath and continue. Rune Hunter, are you sure you don't need to rest? You must be tired from dealing with the Knights of Arcus. I was expecting something like this to happen, but now that it became a reality, I'm not as confident as before. Is it really okay for me to stay with you, Rune Hunter? I never meant to cause you any trouble. I'm sorry for putting you in danger because of the Knights of Arcus chasing me. I will do my best to resolve the situation. Please don't hate me too much.
Kroko will do best.
still pretty quiet around here, but the Knights will tighten their circle over time. They will be using the Reins of Limb, just like I did. It's only a matter of time before they find us. We should hurry if we want to keep our distance. Let's just hope there aren't any Knights hiding up ahead.
Zodiac Master who came by before. How can she even show her face here? Disgraceful.
She must think she's some kind of visionary, even though she's no different than the Manhunters.
Every nation is talking about the dangers of completing the Zodiac. Is it really okay to leave her alone?
Did you know? That woman, the Zodiac Master? They say she's a murderer. You heard about the massacre at the orphanage, right?
So she's the one who's training those Manhunters? How can she do that in the name of the 12 gods? It's sickening. Seems there's a creature nearby. But I could get killed if I'm not careful. What do I do? Oh, hello. I'm Collector Airmid. I hate to ask, but are you interested in some mercenary work? I need to take a look at something ahead, but I'm too scared to continue because of the roaming creatures. Can you please help? I'll pay you for your trouble, of course. Your goal is to get rid of all the creatures around my objective. I'm counting on you, dear mercenary. I'll see you next to the jar.
Seeing that flower at the lacrima earlier. Did the flowers get blown away by the wind? I see. You would like to take this flower to the next lacrima, since it belonged to Ilia. I agree with you, Winhunter. Even if it was just a story, Ilia's face that we saw in the lacrimas looked so... We should gather any flowers we find along the way. It will take some time, but this is an important matter.
That's a lot more creatures than I saw from afar. I would have lost my life if I came here alone. I'm here because of a rumor that's been going around in town. They're saying that I stole all the stars and hid them inside my house. I demanded to know who started the rumors, but I couldn't explain myself because everyone kept blaming someone else. Then I remembered hearing a story about a rumor-spreading jar from the townsfolk before. If my guess is correct, that jar up ahead could be the one from the story. Please get rid of the creatures so I can take a closer look. Mercenary. Now I can finally see if the story was true. According to the story, placing an object inside the jar will spread rumors about its owner. If it's true, this could be the jar of rumors. Mercenary, please smash the jar for me. Jewel pouch I lost before. So this really was the source of the rumors. Hopefully they will stop now that the jar is broken. Great work, Mercenary. I'll go back to town and see if the rumors really have stopped.
You were going to the market to buy flowers. What are you doing here alone? Did something happen? You don't look so well. Oh, this flower is really fragrant and pretty. You must really like flowers, Ilya. It really suits you.
Humos, how did you know I was here? I'm glad you found me. I feel like I'm not alone.
You mentioned how much you liked the flowers that bloom from that tree. I figured you could get a nice view of the tree from here. Ilya, let's go live together next to that tree one day. I'm sure the two of us can be happy there.
hear about that child who died last week? Apparently, that was all Airman's fault.
That's right. Her brother wished upon the stars every day for her to get better. But since the stars were stolen...
Oh, you mean the star that grants a wish if you pray upon it every day? That must be how she stayed alive for so long.
Exactly. She would still be here if only we had the stars. I feel bad for what happened to her because of that petty star thief.
You know those bodies they recently found? Weren't they them? You know those bodies they recently found? Weren't they famous for going hunting at night?
You're right. They were known for their ability to find their way in the dark. It's a shame they all had to die.
I bet it's because the stars disappeared. After all, they're the only tool available for travelers of the night.
So more people died because the stars are gone? That star thief is gonna end up killing everyone in town.
Ugh, I've had enough of this. Why on earth does Bolvar go around screaming every single night?
You haven't heard? Bolvar's fiancée committed suicide. The two made a promise upon the stars. But when Bolvar's star suddenly disappeared, his fiancée thought he had died.
Promise upon the stars? You mean when you pick a star as your own and use it as a sign to notify others of your survival?
Yes. So she ended up dying for no reason. That star thief isn't going to admit their crime until every single one of us is dead.
Haven't stopped. You saw it too, didn't you? The jar of rumors was broken. But when I returned to town, everyone began whispering amongst themselves. They're blaming me for all the deaths that occurred recently. Some people were even screaming at me to leave town. All of them looked at me like I'm some sort of a pest and won't even talk to me. I am so frustrated by the injustice. But there's nothing more I can do. I'm tired. I don't think I can stay mercenary. I'm going back to town to gather up my stuff. I'm so angry that I'm being treated unfairly like this. Mercenary. I ended up bringing a lot more stuff than I expected. Now that I left, I finally feel relieved. And also sad. Looks like our path ends here. Thank you for keeping me safe through everything. I'd like to ask you something before we say goodbye. I mean, we've been through a lot, haven't we? Mercenary, you heard all of the rumors about me during that process. And yet, you continued to help me. It's scary to think that you're spending time with a criminal, Yet, you didn't seem bothered by the rumors at all, which is why I wanted to ask. Mercenary, do you think those rumors about me are true?
Rune Hunter, did you find any lacrimals? I'm doing my best, but I don't see any around here for some reason. A lacrima appeared when you filled the basket with flowers? Come to think of it, I remember seeing sculptures that resembled a broken basket. I picked up some flowers on my own while searching. I'll go ahead and put them in place for you. And please, stay on your guard at all times. I'll see you at the next lacrima.
I wish I could just die. What did I do wrong? I know this is all my fault. Oh, hello? I've never seen anyone come all the way here. Hey, if it's okay with you, I feel like my heart's about to burst. But since there was no one around until now, I didn't have anyone to talk to. The moon that always watched over me disappeared. I think it's all my fault, but I can't figure out why. Maybe you can help me find out what I did wrong. Can you please give me some advice? There's a large field nearby where I first met the moon. I'll tell you everything over there. Follow me.
Looks like that wretched Zodiac Master is here again. Isn't it about time she stopped showing up?
Why is she always filling up that broken basket with flowers? Do you think they're poisonous or something?
I heard she gave a flower to a child last time. After that, the child suffered from food poisoning.
There's a reason why that massacre occurred at the orphanage. They say she enjoys eating human meat, too.
That's not true. Please, don't say that. I have nothing to do with the manhunters. Please, Humos, you know I'm not like that. I just wanted to be friends with that child. She reminded me of my old friend, Soy.
The moon was bright and full when we first met. I was able to overcome my loneliness thanks to the moonlight that shined on me all night long. I always spent the cold nights by myself since there are no other flowers that bloom after sunset. That was the first time someone actually laid their eyes on me. At first, I thought they were staring at me a little too much, but I later decided that it was just part of our destiny. By the time I realized that, the moon was already gone. I spent hours thinking of what to say to the moon the next time we met. I was determined to try talking to the moon next time. I even climbed up to the summit to reach them. The summit is just up this path. time I met the moon, it was cut in half. I don't know what had happened, but the moon's face was half its size. I was really worried and asked if the moon was okay, but they didn't answer. I decided to start by sharing the words I had prepared. We are both round, yellow, and love the night. I think we have a lot in common. The moon didn't answer, and stayed there in the sky. But I continued saying everything I wanted to say. By the time I finished, the moon still remained silent. But I guess it was okay, since it was shining on me the whole time. Another night passed by, and I climbed down from the summit to find a quiet forest to talk in. That forest over there. I was worried that I might have annoyed the moon by getting too close last time. Even smaller than before. It was cut in half again. I was certain that something must have happened. It must have been painful to lose that much weight. I thought the moon had a serious problem that they couldn't share with anyone. Still, I couldn't help the moon no matter what. I couldn't even listen to the moon's story. I felt so useless. I even started crying. When I looked up at the moon with my eyes filled with tears, it looked as if they were crying too. I was surprised and worried about how frustrated the moon must have been. That night just went by with both of us in tears. I didn't want to stay behind in the dampened forest, so I left the forest to wait for the moon in an open field. It's right over there.
I'm begging you. I can't live without you. It feels like there's a hole in my heart already. You said we would live together and be happy one day. Did you forget that promise? That's the only reason I kept on living. Just hit me instead. I'll do anything you want, but please, don't leave me.
I always thought it was strange. After all those years, you looked the same as the day we first met. I never thought it was because you were a Zodiac Master. If I knew that beforehand, I would have never been with you. Why would anyone want to taint their life with an ill omen like a Zodiac Master? You lied to me, Ilya. Don't ever show your face in front of me again.
Humos, that's not true. Learning how to use runes made me feel like the gods were watching over me. Humos, don't go!
I've been waiting for you. I'm sorry I wasn't at the rendezvous point. I was ambushed by a group of knights along the way. The knights were hiding near a lacrima. It seems they know who we're looking for. I'm afraid we won't be able to avoid them from now on. Perhaps it's time for us to face the problem directly. No matter what happens from now on, I promise that I will do my best, whether it's about Ilya's story or Cyprus.
Cyprus. Are you sure you're okay with this? I may end up killing your beloved little sister.
Cypress, please.
You don't have to answer me. I'm sure it's not a good memory for you.
Waited for night to arrive in this field, but the moon no longer came. Now, it just feels like my fault that they... Should I have said thank you right away when the full moon shined brightly upon me? Maybe the moon was disappointed with the way I looked at it. Or maybe I shouldn't have talked so much when the half moon came that night. I'm sure they grew tired of me really quickly. Or maybe I should have stopped crying and helped the moon when it showed up as a crescent, and they would have returned. If you were the moon, which part would you be most disappointed in? I want you to be honest. I need to know the reason. Really? Why? I didn't do anything for the moon. I couldn't talk properly. I couldn't take a hint. Do you really think so? I hope the moon feels the same way. I realized something after considering that the moon was happy with me. I thought I had forgotten everything that happened with them out of guilt. But now that I think about it, I think the moon was smiling when it was with me. I'm going to print that moment on my petals so I don't ever forget, hoping that bright and yellow smile can bloom again. If I ever see the moon again, I'm going to raise my petals as high as I can to give them a big hug so that they know how much I miss them.
You should take a look at this lacrima. The person portrayed here I believe it's Captain Lascarina.
Why are you crying alone? You look hurt. I don't know what happened, but you must have gone through something terrible like I did.
What do you know? You're just a stranger. The neighbor got me. I was just doing some fishing. Damn it. I can't see out of one eye. What did I do to deserve this? Why do those cursed 12 gods always put me in the dirt? Everyone who believes in the gods are the same. Hypocrites. Damn this world. I'll never believe in anyone else.
Don't say that. Not all believers of the 12 gods are evil. What's evil is those who use their faith in the gods as an excuse. I came here to get away from people like that. What's your name? I will help you, if you don't mind.
Do you remember what Captain Lascarina said during our goodbyes? That she was an old friend of the Zodiac Master. The person Captain Lascarina met in this lacrima was Ilia. Then that confirms it. Ilia is the Zodiac Master of Mount Ineps. I wonder, though, why did she leave these lacrimas behind on a mountain that no one visits? And we have no way of figuring out her current whereabouts either. We'll just have to continue following the story to look for clues.
You had trouble using a harpoon after losing your eye, right? Here, this is a runic harpoon I made for you. Longfellow. This harpoon can be controlled by whistling. Master it, and you'll be able to use it according to your will. Also, Hira may be dangerous for you due to the frequent fog. I made it so that Longfellow can clear the fog using the power of runes. Longfellow will be your eye, and your companion, by the powers of the 12 gods, and by the name of your friend.
This is sacrilege!
Some things can't be helped in this world, Ilya. I need money if I'm going to build a new home. There's no denying that Denevs are worth a fortune. Everyone knows that even Ganita wants to get their hands on them. No one cares if this is sacrilege or not. What matters is ensuring our survival today. From now on, I am going to live my own life. And I'll use everything I can, including the 12 gods. Come with me, Ilya. You should forget about the gods as well. There's a lot of things I want to show you. My friends, and my beautiful ship.
Lascarina, you just denied everything there is to me with those words. The identity I have as a person, the faith I kept for all this time.
The tree that Ilya was looking at is hollow inside. Is this how she felt after Humos and Lascarina left? Ilya was desperate for someone who could understand her feelings. But I don't think she had anyone like that around her. If only there was someone who could give Ilya a warm embrace and save her from feeling lonely all by herself.
Kanna, it's time for you to return. Your mother has been worried sick about you. Are you really going to betray Arcris over that rune hunter? No. You're just afraid of the weakness inside of you. Cut down that rune hunter right now, and prove your loyalty to Arcris. Just as Cyprus taught you in the past.
You're wrong, Lady Antos. The reason why I decided to join the Rune Hunter wasn't because I was afraid. Lady Antos, the Rune Hunter is unlike you or Cyprus. They are not someone who would kill so freely at the Count's command. They are different from those who don't know how to be sincere, even to the ones that are closest to them.
I see you never learn. No matter how many times you are reborn, Kanna. Very well. I shall teach you how to escape that cycle of doubt.
Rune Hunter. I expected the knights to come after us, but I didn't know that Lady Antos was acting separately from my brother. Lady Antos is very close to Cyprus. She has always worked together with my brother during missions. I'm sure Cyprus doesn't know what happened to Lady Antos yet. I wonder how he would react if he found her like this. Will he keep his blank stare like he did with me in the past? Or will the time they spent together inspire a little bit of sadness in him? What's certain is that Cyprus will come after us with even stronger knights. We should gain as much distance from them while we still can. Be careful, Rune Hunter. It's gotten very dark all of a sudden. It's easy to slip over all these pebbles on the ground. If anyone wanted to create a lacrima in this dark, rough terrain, they must have had a way to light up the place. I'm worried that it might draw the attention of creatures, but I don't think we have a choice if we're going to continue our search. Let's continue following the traces of Zodiac Master Alien.
soil left by the authority. On top of the corrupted soil left by the authority of. On top of the corrupted soil left by the authority of Vesper.
I'm really all alone now. There's nothing left around me. What was it that I wanted from other people? Love? Kinship? Affirmation? I still don't know anything. Even after all those years. Why do people continue to commit evil and hurt each other? It's fine. I don't want to know anymore. It's better to be alone now. There's no one around me. Nothing bad as long as I stay alone forever. I won't get hurt anymore. until I couldn't continue from the pain. No one will ever be able to find me in this darkness. Here, I'll be able to exist with the 12 gods. A place of complete good, with no evil to disappoint me. Now, let's go to sleep, so that I won't think of anything else. Just concentrate on following the divinity. I'm sure the 12 gods will grant me a warm and happy dream. A dream of happiness that I can't reach on my own.
Rune Hunter, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but I too had nights where I hated myself. The Ilya I saw in the Lacrima reminds me of that time. The night I was denounced by the Count for not killing Cyprus. The Knights of Arcris are evaluated on their swordsmanship and ability by aiming at each other's hearts. There are no exceptions to this rule, even for our closest companions. We must learn to remove personal emotions and serve the will of all. The knights who are pierced in the heart during the evaluation are collected and born again from the hands of my mother the next day. Just like how I was reborn countless times with the same appearance, every time I was stabbed and killed by Cyprus. It's funny, I always had happy dreams before I was reborn, of all the good memories I had with Cyprus.
You're fucking lucky.